Well, welcome back to another episode of the Buffalo Happy Hour. Mike, what's going on?
Derek took the first family walk. So that's
yeah?
exciting, yeah.
In the strollers?
Yeah, in the stroller. She fell asleep. A little pain in my ass. It's crazy. No, but it's fun. It's really cool. It's really cool to see her, surpass that 1 month mark. She's still alive, no infections. We're figuring it out. I sleep on the floor every night. It's nice.
So at what age are you like, okay, she's fine. I don't have to say that she's alive every time.
When she dies, which hopefully is after me.
So even when she's 18, she's going to college, you're going to be like, yeah, she's alive. It's fine.
That's when I worry more.
When she's in college?
At 18?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Are you kidding me? You know why?
Are you going to make, like, we've talked about this before, and one of my biggest, like, quote-unquote regrets is that I never went to a party school, but I'm also happy I never went to a party school.
We were too busy building wealth, bro. Why do you regret that?
None of.
What you talking about? We're okay, Willis.
But like I was just in Columbus, and I was talking to Gina's family friend's daughter and husband. It's awkward. Like, you just say cousin at that point. So Gina's cousin.
There you go.
Yeah. So she went to Ohio State or Ohio University, and he went to Ohio State. And like, those are party schools. And I just feel like I missed out on a part of my childhood not going to like LSU. You know? Don't tell me you don't feel like you missed out because we went to the other University of Southwestern Boulevard and the other University of South Park Boulevard. Don't tell me that you don't feel like some part of you is missing that.
Nothing.
So you can tell me with a straight face that you've watched Blue Mountain State multiple times, and there's no part of you that wishes that you were part of that culture? No part of you.
No, because the Army replaced it.
No, it did not.
It did, bro.
It did. Yo,
it did.
I 100% respect that you were in the Army, but that has
listen,
comparison
it does.
to college.
First of all, if you joined, you would 100% understand that, yes, it does. But secondly, my college experience getaway of leaving home and going somewhere else was going to Fort Benning. I'm surrounded by 45 dudes, and you eat, sleep, and train to shoot, kill, communicate, and eat and sleep. Like, it was the most fun ever.
Tell me, why do people go to college then? When they go dorm?
You mean nerds?
Yeah, why do people go to party towns?
Because they're too soft and weak to join?
No, because they want to bang as many chicks as possible, do so many
drugs. Hence why I'm worried when my daughter's 18 and going to college.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but you cannot sit there and tell me that the Army is the same as college, because it's completely different than college, but for you, Mike Kelly. For me, Derek Accurso,
it's not,
I wish that I went for a more party experience.
What does a woman say? What does a woman say 10 out of 10 times?
Not that they joined the Army.
No, it's that I love a man in uniform. I love a man in uniform. 10 out of 10 times. When does a woman not say that? Go on.
I think
you
that
let
when
me
they
know.
Like suits. Suits is hence
Hence
than
a uniform. Hence a uniform.
That has nothing to do with the Army.
Yes,
being in a suit?
Being in a uniform has everything to do with the Army, Derek.
But so does going to school and going for criminal justice or going for any corporate job when you're in a suit.
Exactly. You're proving my point. So you go to college for criminal justice, hence the microphone distance from my word hole, people. You go to college for criminal justice, and then what happens, Derek? You graduate to put on a uniform because you're an LEO, bro.
Or you work in corporate. That's when girls actually like suits, a.k.a. uniform.
You want to know when else you wear a suit? When you're in the CIA or a Fed.
Or you work in corporate.
Nobody walks around parading that my husband works at M&T. My husband works for Citi. My husband works, like, people flex when they're like, my husband works at Merrill Lynch. That's when they flex, bro. They're not flexing about, he works at theft prevention at Target. No one always got a uniform.
Don't wear a uniform there.
Oh, are you kidding me? Khakis red polo, bro. Khakis red polo. That's a uniform. No, I'm talking real uniform. I'm talking blue discs in cross rifles, blue cord on the shoulder, name tape, U.S. Army. That's a uniform.
Did you serve?
You're telling me that a woman wasn't like, I like a man in uniform because all of a sudden her man is in a Marine dress uniform with the sword thing? Like every commercial that we watch growing up, and we're all like miserable over it, and then they show them storming the beach, except they never stormed the beach when it mattered, hence D-Day. I mean, come on, bro.
But you can't tell me that the Army is the same as going to a party town. That's what I'm saying here. You're missing the point. I am not saying...
You're getting paid to travel to bang women and see a different part of the world. It has everything to do with going to Alfred State University.
I'm not saying
to
Alfred
learn how to
State.
turn a wrench in their HVAC program and play football.
I am not
and you're
saying
banging
Alfred
chicks
State.
and drinking beer.
I'm talking LSU. I'm talking Ohio State University.
You're talking-
I'm talking
yeah,
Clemson. I'm
yeah.
talking party colleges. Not Alfred State University. Not friggin' Trocaire College.
I also-
I'm not talking about those, bro. I'm talking about LSU. Going there, hanging out with Joey B. You know?
Listen,
That's what I'm saying.
When
Don't
you
tell
go-
me that there's no part of you that wishes that you were at LSU during the prime of their college championship. Clemson, you're the biggest Clemson fanboy ever.
Yeah.
You're telling me, I'm getting juiced now. You're telling me that you would rather go to the Army than go to Clemson University and hang out with their football team and play D1 football and party with all those chicks. You're telling me you'd rather go to the Army for that?
if I had,
No,
if I
answer
was
the question, yes or no.
Yes
or no.
Yes. And here's why. Because you can do best of both worlds. Because Clemson has a mad, amazing ROTC program, so you can do best of both worlds. You can go to Clemson and flex on that and be a part of Tiger Nation and War Eagle. And you can also be a part of their ROTC program.
choose one.
And flex on the fact that you have two uniforms, bro. You got Clemson's uniform because you're on the football team, and you're in the ROTC program making mad money as an officer.
Okay, choose one. You have to redo your life. You're back in senior year of high school and you have offers. You can either go to the Army or you can go to Clemson. Don't tell me you can play these both worlds shit, because that doesn't work in the real world. For the most colleges, they don't have that program. So I'm saying in general, somebody that's not a Clemson fanboy because Clemson sucks and Trevor Lawrence needs to cut his hair. But I'm saying in general, if you had to go back, let's say you were an LSU fan or an Ohio State fan or an Alabama fan.
I didn't, because I grew up a man, so I'm not a fan of those schools.
Well, Trevor Lawrence looks like a woman, so that doesn't really hold weight. So let me say you're back in that
It's
time.
one player in the entire history of the program, and that's what you bring up. I would rather go to Penn State, Michigan. I'm talking dirty grit colleges.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, not
And
Ohio
party.
State where they hang out with Ezekiel Elliott and then he gets fat and he wears a stupid crop top suit to the draft. Is a disgrace.
But you would rather
No.
go to a party town. Like, don't tell me none of you wants to do that.
Dude, I didn't. You have to remember, here's my question to answer your question.
This isn't how this works.
It does, though, because you asked me if I was to redo my life and I'm a senior in high school and I'm able to choose.
Mm-hmm.
So everything leading up to senior year is the exact same.
Yep.
My childhood is the same. So my childhood is the same and I'm a senior, except I'm a freak athlete and I'm able to go to any college in the entire country.
Yep. You want some Kleiner Kilts, bro? Some DTH Kleiner Kilts?
No.
No? What are you drinking?
Probably the ammunition. You rock that. So
We got to get rid of this bottle. That's why.
I understand. We also got to get rid of ammunition. So you enjoy that, because that's a delectable treat. Here's my problem. Because I'm not able to change my entire childhood. I'm just a freak athlete at senior year. At 9 years old, I knew I was going to join the military. I grew up in VFWs. Everybody in my family served. So, like, that's just my path. Like, I was going to do that anyways. So I would 100% look at options for, if I'm a freak athlete, I'm looking at, and I have offers, that means I have grades, which means I'm smarter than I am, right? So I'm looking at ROTC programs. So I'm looking at really good ROTC programs across the country. So I would still have joined the Army, and I would 100% play D1 football on some type of ROTC program. So Clemson's not out of it. And another college that isn't out of it is Miami U.
yeah.
I would 1000% play for the Hurricanes because again, I was if nothing changes and my childhood is the exact same, I watched Ray Lewis, I watched Ed Reed, I watched
stab somebody.
Yeah, well, I watched that entire 2001 Miami U team wreak havoc. I mean, that was the best team to ever play college football. Was the 2001 Canes, baby. So, I would, dude, if nothing changed, I would probably have chosen the Miami U out of high school, and I would have went into their ROTC program and then played football.
So that was technically my secondary question around if you had to redo life doing the same thing. My primary topic,
and then I would have never left Florida. I would have never left Florida. I would have stayed in Florida, ripped, jacked, tan, veteran, and I would have loved Florida. I would have never left.
But like my primary topic of this was you have to miss or at least have some level of regret that you didn't go to a party town. We went to literally the blandest Catholic Franciscan school in all of North America.
And you would have went to OSU?
I would have went to a party school at least, not OSU. I didn't have D1 offer, then play football. But I'm saying like
where
a little
would
bit
you
more.
Have gone then?
I don't know. I haven't done research. I haven't done research on the party schools.
Are you kidding me? You don't
but
know any
like
colleges that you would have went to?
I would have at least gone to like Fredonia or something a little bit better than friggin' the H1 that we went to.
Fredonia. Stop. To what? Go to Pizza Hut and then drive the hour and a half home because there's nothing else to do while flipping off the res on the way?
That would have been better than
nonsense.
reciting Bible verses at 9 p.m. at night.
So instead of Bible verses for structure and nice competence grounding in your life, you would have chanted Fred Fest, Fred the Sonnies for the rest of your life?
Maybe.
Fredonia?
Or maybe Syracuse. Dude, I don't know. I would have gone somewhere that at least had some sort of a party school.
Thank you. At least go to a college that has a basketball head coach that killed somebody on a throughway. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know about Jim
That's the
Boeheim,
that I like to align myself with.
That killed people on a throughway.
Exactly.
I don't know if he died, but he definitely hit him. I mean, come on, bro. Fredonia. You can go anywhere.
First thing that came to my mind.
Anywhere in the country. I would go to a college in Montana before I went to Fredonia.
I mean, that's a valid point.
And I have family that went to Fredonia. I got family that teaches in Fredonia. Not at the university, but in Fredonia. Come on, bro. Any college?
Well,
you drop Fredonia on camera? Grow up.
Because that's the first one that came to my mind.
Grow up.
But I'm saying that there has to be some part of you. Don't turn this on me, nerd.
No.
I know that you don't listen to me now.
This is a 50-50 partnership, and I need your input.
I'm saying that you have to, after how many times you've watched Blue Mountain State, you can't sit here and tell me no part of you regrets that we went to the Southwestern and South Park universities. There's no part of you that regrets that, and that you didn't at least spend some time living on campus, living the campus life of Thad Castle. You cannot sit here and tell me that you don't regret that.
You gotta remember how bad my grades were coming out of high school. I needed to go.
Was a jabroni, bro.
I needed to go.
He was the dumbest kid in the school.
I had to go to community college because without my community college transcript, I wouldn't have been able to get into the real college that we went to.
You could have went to a random party college that doesn't care about grades. You could have.
Yeah, I had offers, but I didn't know they existed because I never changed my mailing address because I moved out of my mom's house at 16 years old and I got kicked in the nuts by life.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't tell me that you don't regret that.
No.
What was the original point of this episode?
You and I both don't regret it. The original point of this episode, I don't even remember what got us down this rabbit hole, dude.
I just feel like looking back.
Buffalo not growing or whatever.
Yeah,
and then.
Well, because of Ava, like her choosing schools, because we talked about colleges and stuff like that. And like the whole. Like you and I are different because we've talked about this on the podcast before, but we worked throughout our entire college, so we didn't have the luxury of picking up Bill and our parents to $160K so we can go to OU or whatever football university we wanted to go to. We didn't have that luxury because we were working already. But going back and like when Ava's looking for colleges, are you going to suggest that she goes the same route that you are, or are you going to say go live a little and go somewhere else?
There's a lot of factors that go into that.
That's such a dad answer that nobody wants to hear.
I understand that, but that's the truth. I'm going to support her in what she wants to pursue.
She says, I want to be a cheerleader at LSU.
Tell her you're not going to LSU. You're going to a different college. You could be a cheerleader for a great program. It doesn't have to be LSU.
Yeah.
She's going to hate LSU. She's going to hate Louisiana. And
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Why does she hate Louisiana?
There's nothing there but Hardee's, Bojangles, and Chick-fil-A. Okay, first and foremost. Secondly, she's going to hate how hot. She's going to hate how hot it is. Third, she's not going to be able to understand anybody's accent. Anybody from Louisiana, I spent time. I was there for a month. I know Louisiana. I get it. It's a great state. I'm never going back. I got poison oak, sumac, ivy, ants, and chiggers when I went there. I'm never going back to Louisiana.
All at once.
Correct. I'm not going back. And heat rash. 6 things all at once. I'm not going back to Louisiana.
But your daughter's not going to be crawling around sand, if she's going to be in a school.
My daughter's not there training. At least I don't know. Maybe she will. I don't know. If my daughter wants to join the service, I'm not opposed to it. But there's going to be strict ground rules.
She's got to get a veteran's license plate, though, as soon as she gets out.
She's not joining the Army. And she's not joining the Marines.
Air Force?
I'm okay with that. Yeah. There's good
Navy?
benefits. There's hard structures. There's air conditioning. They got great defects.
Navy?
Amazing chow. Navy, maybe. She might have to counsel my godfather. 23 years retired Navy. We'll see. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. If she wants to be a cheerleader for a D1 program, first of all, if she's a cheerleader, why isn't she a gymnast?
Well, maybe there's one and the same.
Maybe. But, like,
I think that being
If
a
you're
gymnast
doing-
and a
if-
cheerleader is more understandable than being ROTC and a D1 athlete.
here's the thing. I know for certain my daughter's going to watch Bring It On because I love Bring It On, which means she's going to be watching Bring It On.
She's also going to be watching Pitch Perfect. So what about like a...
Correct. So if her future college doesn't have an a cappella group, there's a problem because she knows damn well what a cappella is. I've already introduced it to her from the time she was in the womb. So
And you're like, can Dad join this group or no?
yeah, right. I can be a drummer.
But even
Fine.
that, like, our colleges didn't have an a cappella group. Like, don't you wish that we went to a better school
My high
that
school's-
had groups like that?
Listen, my high school sweetheart went to not an Ivy League school, but a pillar of the Ivy Leagues. So like a step down. She went to one of those schools. Super nice, super expensive. I hated it. Seeing her there was
That's
like, okay,
Ivy League,
but like
bro.
I
That's
wouldn't.
different.
It's a pillar. It's not Ivy. Don't
But
put her on
still.
a higher pedestal than she needs to be. Okay, first off, this is still the Buffalo Happy Hour, and you still got my back, bro code. Okay, she did not go to an Ivy League school. I did not get dumped by a woman that went to Ivy League. Okay, so. But I went to her DFAC. I went to, and the only reason that town exists is because of a prison.
Right.
And the college. That's it. Those are the only 2 things that fund the whole school. There's nothing else there.
What, Cornell?
No. South, but like closer this way. We don't got to name it. All right? But you got to go through horse heads to get there. A little crazy. So, 3-hour drive. It's nice, except don't take it in like a 98 Intrepid or like an early, late 90s Saturn. It's not going to work out. You're going to have to do an oil change as soon as you get back home. Car can't handle the hills. But what's up, Western New York driving? If you know, you know. So I don't know, man. I just feel like it's just not for me because then everybody's banging each other. Everybody knows everybody's business. It's just not my cup of tea.
You can be in the a cappella group and not be slaying.
I understand that, but
Most people in the a cappella aren't slaying.
that's a fact.
That's a fact, bro.
I don't know what she's gonna do. This is why you don't have kids. This is why people are afraid to have kids because they know the implications. They've traveled that path themselves, and they're just like, do I really want to oversee that? Do I want to supervise and refine those decisions?
I had a 3-month stretch when I was done with school where I went hard.
I remember.
Yeah, because I was filling the void that it didn't go.
Sounds
in
like a
dorm
you
somewhere.
problem.
That's why I'm saying that I word. But I feel like I would have benefited, at least doing some sort of stint
You did. You just did it after college instead of in college. And then you were
That's
still
different, though.
It's not. Because
It
dude,
is,
look
though.
at your life now. Look at your bank account right now.
Yeah, 25 cents.
Better than 6 like the rest of the country, right? You still paying student loans?
No, not right now.
Is it still forgiven?
I
Or
think
did
it
that
starts
go
going
away?
back in November.
They kept extending it?
I think so, right?
Dude, my student loans have been paid off forever.
Yeah.
You still have
Might have
student
a
loans?
little bit left. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a while. It was forgiven, and I paid like all of it off. But I
We
don't
gotta
know if I
talk
have-
off camera. Get rid of debt. What is this?
There is no debt right now if I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, but if you make a payment right now, it's all principal. So make payments every month to get rid
I
of your
know.
student loans.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so then do it, weirdo. Anyways,
Anyway.
oh, you give me anxiety. I'm literally gonna think about that the entire ride home.
Do it.
I will. So, yeah, what was the question?
If you were go back and do like an acapella group,
Yeah, I'm good.
you have no urge to do that.
No, I don't. And if I could do everything all over again and I was a freak D1 athlete that would start, I would still join their ROTC program and go to Miami U, and I would do best of both worlds. And then I would be an officer, and then I would have gotten out, and then, I don't know. I mean, dude, if you play at Miami U, potentially you could have went pro. There's so many opportunities. You're a D1 athlete as a starter. That's
Let us know in the
huge.
comments down below if that was the most boring answer you ever heard.
Are you
I would have
kidding
done
me?
the safe option and done both.
In Miami, there's nothing safe about that. Nothing is safe about Miami.
You just took my question and turned it into
Ask Lawrence
I'll do
Taylor.
both.
Okay, my entire childhood is different. I have zero urge to join the
Yeah,
military.
right.
I don't care at all. I'm a freak athlete who's going to go D1 in football.
Not even a freak athlete. Don't even say that you're a freak athlete. You're just a normal person.
Okay, I'm a normal
You're Mike
person.
Kelly, and
I
you
have
can do this
no
over.
urge. Okay, and there's no childhood trauma. There's nothing
Everyone
different.
has childhood trauma. It's just different.
Yeah, not who starts their life at 16. So, all right, fine. Yeah, I'd go to a party school. I'd hang out with my
See?
boys.
Thank you, everybody, for joining today's episode of Buffalo.
Probably Buff State. Something super
Buff
close and local and
State.
boring. Where would you go, Derek?
Oh, my God.
If nothing changes, I'm still dumb.
But you wouldn't dorm at Buff State.
Duh. I'm
that's what I'm
dumb, but I'm
saying.
not stupid.
That's not a party
I
school
would
then. I'm
drive-
saying like you go somewhere and party and like live
Oh,
the
okay.
college lifestyle.
Yeah, like Bowling Green University in Ohio, just outside of Toledo, the one college that nobody knows about in Ohio.
What about like Arizona State or
Bro,
something?
if I'm going to Arizona State, I'm
UCLA.
getting
I don't know.
I'm getting all the STDs. Are you kidding me? Arizona State?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no part of you that just wanted to go back and like dorm or do something.
No. But that's me speaking as me. If I could rewrite my entire life, then and I'm smart and I can get into those D1 programs.
No D1, no athlete stuff. I'm just saying, like, if you were Mike
dude,
Kelly,
you have to listen.
You
have to
don't
listen
have
to
to
me.
be smart to get into those schools, though, because I know a ton of dumb people that got into those schools. You don't need a 1600 SAT to get into ASU. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but there's party schools out there that you don't need to be smart to get into. I'm just saying, if you were dumb Mike Kelly and dumb Derek Recurso like we were, and we just graduated high school, there's no urge for you to go to a party college.
What do you need to get into ASU other than money?
Correct.
I'm literally Googling it. Arizona State admissions. Okay. The top 25% in high school graduating classes. So you need a 3.0 GPA and competency courses of 4.0A. Your ACT score of 22 for Arizona residents and 24 for non-residents. Your SAT score needs to be an 1120 and it needs to be an 1180 for non-residents. I don't even know what I got on my SATs. I don't even know my SAT score. I took them, don't care. ACT, don't care. You know why? I went straight to community college, and that's when I gave a shit about college and GPA and everything else. And then I used my normal transcripts from community college to get into a normal, great 4-year program at a different college. That was my pathway. Because I spent more time lifting weights and going to family court than I did actually studying for tests. And I lifted weights and I played football. That's all I cared about. I was not in the mental headspace to be the scholar athlete. It was lift weights, go to family court, play football, graduate, D for degree. And you want to know what it was when I was getting my 4-year degree? Because when I was going to community college, I was taking 6 to 7 classes a semester, made dean's list, at a normal, very easy degree field. It was criminal justice. It wasn't difficult field work. It was nothing, right? It was a couple papers, whatever. But it wasn't like English lit. It was nothing like, and it was interesting for me. So I'm there and I'm learning and I'm doing the papers, I'm doing the homework. My mindset to get out of college was D is for degree. I know what my skill set is. I won't care and I won't make money until I get a job. And college is just it's a piece of paper. I'm using my degree. There are other people that I went to college with that are now FBI agents, ICE agents, DEA agents, troopers, all these different, they're town cops, they're corrections officers, they're in finance, they're financial planners, they're accountants, etc. All of them were in college, using college to get those degrees to then get that job. That wasn't my mindset. I was like, I'm just going to get a piece of paper to add to my resume, and then I'm going to prove my worth later in life. Like, I'm just going to grind, and I'm going to work, I'm going to network, I'm going to know who I need to know, and I'm just going to show my skill set of what it needs to be to make real money. That was it. So if I can do it all over again, bro, and I'm sitting there, and I'm in high school, and my childhood is completely different, and I had zero urge to join the Army, and I'm going to do my thing, then yeah, I'm going to go to a party school. I'm going to actually give a shit in high school. I'm going to have a really good score on my SATs and ACTs. I'm going to try to figure it out. I'm going to try to understand the concepts and the theories and all that other nonsense, apply it, score well on the tests, go to those colleges, and I'm going to need a cream because I'm going to be with all the women's, and I'm going to have to smear it all over myself to get rid of it, and then I'm going to try to figure out after the fact. Because all of those people that I know that spent all of that time, all of that energy, and all of that money, their life stopped when they graduated college.
100%.
Their life stopped when they graduated college because every single thing that they did was just to get into college and nothing afterwards. And I was playing chess and I was sitting there thinking college is just a stepping stone for what really matters, which is life. And those people have asked me how I made money, what I'm doing, how I'm doing, and how, dude, I got it. 2 years after college, I'm driving around in a C300 and people are asking me, how did you do that? Because my goals did not stop when I graduated college.
Right.
And that's the difference. So yes, college is important. Partying is cool. Nobody cares. Do you think my daughter cares where I went to college? No. I'm going to tell her when she's older, your dad has a 4-year degree, your mom has a 4-year degree. This is what we did in life. This is the life we're able to live. This is what we have. We have money. You don't. Right? Like, your grandparents wanted to set you up with a college fund, so there's something there. So we enacted that. I set you up on my credit card so that you have a credit score when you're 18. My parents didn't do that, so I'm setting you up for success. Right? Like, we didn't have a first communion bash. There's no bond set up. I worked my ass off so that we have a decent life. And then now you have freedom of maneuver to do what you want to do, and I can support and guide you. And that's the life that we're going to live. Yeah. And my next kid, it's the same thing because we're going to have 2 kids. I know we're going to have 2. My wife is she's going to rape me. She's going to put me in the baby lock, and she's going to be like, we're having second kids. That's what's going to happen. And that's fine. So our second kid's going to show up, and that's going to be the conversation. Your parents made it work. None of this matters. This is what matters. This is what's important. This is what I'm going to teach you. Don't date a simp. And if she brings home a dude who's not squared away and his pants are hanging halfway down his legs, I'm just going to close the door and say, try again. And that's it. Like, I'm shutting that date down, and she's gonna have a dad that's led by example, and that's the reality of the world. And I expect absolutely nothing less from you from when you have a kid.
So if you're watching this 18 years in the future and you're thinking about dating Ava, good luck, because you have that to deal with.
Better drink a single
That's
malt,
tough, dude.
and you better know how to shoot, because if you can't shoot and keep up, I don't know what to tell you. You can be in great shape, but you cannot run a bullet.
So in summary, Mike wishes that he partied more. But thank you for everybody that joined today's episode.
Am I wrong in that
Buffalo
rant?
Hour. No, I don't think that you're wrong.
Of course I'm not wrong, Derek.
No. But I do think that there is an important distinction to be made, that there are people that went to ASU that make a lot of money and have made it work and are successful, that lived both our life that we live right now, probably even more successful, and also the party life. They're not independent from each other. I was thinking more of the entire college experience and thinking if you miss the experience, not necessarily what happened after, because you can control that. I'm just saying your entire college experience.
You want the real answer, Derek? You want the real answer?
I've been looking for that real answer for the past 45 fucking minutes.
Shut up, bro. You want to know why people go to college? Because they've never done laundry. You want to know why people dorm in college? Because they've never been able to drive and have their own life experience. You want to know why people want to dorm in college?
I don't think this is true at all.
100% it is. You want to know what's nice about the college experience? Your parents aren't over your back telling you how to eat your mac and cheese, right? People dorm in college so that they can go to class, they can go to a party, they can do their laundry, they can eat the shit food that they want to eat. Their parents aren't over their back. And you want to know why they go 3 hours away? To get distance from their parents. So that they can make their own decisions as an adult because they feel like they're ready to make those decisions as an adult. That's why people dorm and get far away from parents. And if anybody's going to sit here in the comments and say otherwise, they're absolutely lying because their parents follow every single comment that they make on the internet. You want to know what you want to know why you want to know why me and you never had that urge? You want to know why me and you didn't have to dorm in college?
Why?
Because our parents allowed us to do that anyways, and we didn't have to live 3 hours away.
But there's people out there that their parents allowed them to do that. They just wanted that experience. Like, not everybody fits that mold.
Okay, great. But that's the reality, bro. Like, we were in a position in our life where we were able to tell our parents, I'm doing A, B, and C. I'm going to do this. And you want to know what? You taught me well enough. You taught me enough in the last 18 years to know what right and wrong is. So when it's 11 o'clock and they're telling me, let's go egg this house, I'm not thinking about, oh, who sells eggs at 11 o'clock at night? Or, oh, okay, like I can just do this and, you know, I can figure out the logistics behind actually executing egging someone's house. You know what I'm thinking of? Them calling the cops and the cops showing up and they're arresting me and they're talking to me about how I'm a bad kid and then I have a misdemeanor charge for whatever, right? You want to know why? Because we were raised in a house where we sat down and we were forced to watch Cops, and then our parents looked at us and said, look at that idiot buying meth on the street corner in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and we're sitting here in our cozy home in Buffalo, New York, and we're sitting here telling you drugs are bad, don't do drugs. You want to know what else? Because we went through DARE program. We don't have to sit here and talk about how, oh, I missed the party phase. It's because we were able to have the party phase in the backyard, in the safe confines of our backyards. God. That's the real answer, Derek. That's the real answer. And if you want to talk about somebody that went to ASU that did both, to also answer your question, what about Pat Tillman? Pat Tillman went to ASU and played football.
He sure did.
Yeah, and he partied. And then you know what else he did? He became a savage operator in the Army Rangers, post-graduation, post-NFL career, post-9/11. Mm-hmm. So there's somebody that did all the things that we just talked about and did. So now what? Does he break the mold? No, because he actually gave a shit in high school. Then he went to ASU. And he has an amazing wife. I mean, come on, bro. There's foundation set up after him. He's successful. You know, rest in peace. The dude's a savage.
You're missing the point.
I'm not missing the point. I'm not missing the point. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, I did tell you in the episode I would have went to ASU.
There you go.
Or I'm sorry, I would have went to Miami U.
Miami U. Yeah, you would.
Anyways, Queen City Creative Works, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode. We went off the rails. Addie's, thank you so much for your logo. We will see you all next week. Listen, I didn't even get to today's useless fact.
Yeah, hit him with it real quick because we have to have that clip. It's been a clip for the past 4 weeks.
All right, today's useless fact. Super Mario's named after a real-life businessman, Mario Siegel. You want to know who didn't have a college experience in the world? Mario Siegel. Okay?
He might have. You don't know that.
Listen.
Did you look it up?
He was renting out a warehouse to Nintendo. Nintendo fell behind on rent, and Siegel didn't evict them. He gave him a second chance to come up with the money. Nintendo succeeded and then named their main character after him.
That doesn't answer the question if he had a college degree and if he partied or not.
I was reading the useless
fact. Did he do ROTC?
No, nerd. Probably not. Oh my God, bro.
Thank you, everybody, for joining today's episode. If you had to drink with us today, we always recommend please drink responsibly. Be a good person. And Michael, you better have drank with us. For Christ's sake, are you kidding me? Don't litter. We'll see you next week. We're out.